Welcome, Middlers, to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I take you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration. I am a Reiki master teacher, a spiritual and business mentor, and of course, a psychic medium. And I am here to share my story and help you tap into your extraordinary abilities. Join me every Wednesday as we dive into the realms of intuition, energy healing, and all things mystical. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the magical waters, this podcast is your go-to source for inspiration, guidance, and a whole lot of lessons and laughter along the way. Let's get started. Hello, Middlers. Welcome back to episode 215. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle. And today's episode is about something that I used to talk about a lot. And I wanted to give it its own podcast episode because I haven't talked about this in a while and it's a good reminder. But a few weeks ago, I was teaching on abundance and manifesting money. And I went off on a little side tangent about using your shit, using your stuff. And I was like, you know what? This is such an important lesson. And I need to remind myself of this quite literally every day. So I want to talk about why it's important and how this is affecting your manifesting, how this is affecting you calling in your abundance, and why doing things like using your stuff, using the eye cream, eating the expensive cheese, using the foot mask, using the bath bomb, whatever it may be, why using those things tells the universe that you are abundant, that more is coming for you, that you don't have to save things. One of the biggest things I struggle with is burning candles. And I really had to watch my thoughts around burning candles. I would have thoughts like, oh, don't burn that, it's too expensive. Oh, that candle's been on for about an hour, I should blow it out and save it. Oh no, don't light that one. That's a special candle. I'm saving it. Oh, I don't want to keep that one on for too long. I don't want to waste it. Excuse me, am I taking this candle with me to my grave? I've had candles for decades that I haven't burned that are just collecting dust. And I've literally been on a candle buying ban until I burn the candles in my house. And I still find when I light them, I'm like, oh, don't light them too long. And I only light one at a time because how dare I have too many candles going. These are not abundant thoughts. These are not making me abundant. These are not helping me call things into my life. This is literally me sitting in my limiting belief, burning a candle for 15 minutes at a time. And I shared a story about how I went to a friend's house and she had like eight candles burning and my mind was blown. I was like, what? I was like, you have 8 $30 to $40 candles burning at once? And they've been on the whole 4 hours I've been at your house? What? You actually burn candles till the end? So I'm going to share with you some of my tips today for helping you use your stuff and also feel abundant, helping you move through these limiting beliefs. And also how to train your brain, because these things will creep up and then we have to pay attention to them, change them, and then walk in the new direction. Nothing changes if nothing changes, and we have to be the source of change. So today's episode is all about using your shit. And yes, we're swearing today. So we'll start off this week with the card pull. On Instagram, you guys voted for the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck, and the card Sisterhood of the Rose was pulled. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring. Her creations and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more and shift in vibration can be felt. And the work your light action is surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. Ooh, I like this. For me, this is a clean house. So I've said this a lot. Whenever I need clarity, whenever I need to connect with my guides, whenever I need to tune in, I like to clean. So I spend a good portion of my day just tidying. I don't like to have clutter, but I will do the dishes. I'll vacuum. I'll make sure my bed is made. I'll make sure everything is in its place. And this makes me feel very grounded. If I'm working and I know that there's laundry that needs to be folded, there's dishes in the sink, I will feel uneasy. So just knowing what you need to feel grounded, knowing what you need to feel clear is very helpful. Spring is coming. I would love to say spring is in the air, but we got a dumping of snow this morning here in Banff, and more is on the way. So just knowing that getting outside is hopefully already available to you, but coming to me, just long walks with my dog again is so grounding in the summertime. I wish I could walk him more in the winter, but he's so small and he gets wet, then he gets cold, so we can't stay outside for too long, even with his little jackets. But soon enough, spring will be here and grounding will be a lot easier to get outside. But just know that cleaning is a really good way to prepare your space, feel grounded, feel good, and yeah, connect to Mother Earth, create that beauty. I pull the weekly card pull every week on Instagram. At Medium in the Middle is my only account. Please beware of scammers. I know I say it all the time, but I just want to make sure everyone's aware that I will never message you for a reading. I'll never message you for money. Those are scammers. Beware. The only announcements that I have for you are Reiki trainings. The next level 1 is May 11th and 12th. And the next level 2 is May 4th and 5th. This weekend coming up. There's still some spots left. Level 2s have been weird in 2024. Last one didn't sell out. This one isn't sold out, which is very unusual for me. So they're smaller groups if you want to jump in. Just letting it vibe. After that, there is about 4 weeks of no Reiki trainings until the beginning of June. So there will be more Reiki trainings coming in June if these dates don't work for you. But yeah, I'll leave all the links down below in the show notes to register for level 1 or level 2 in June. So use your shit. Use it, use it, use it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it's important. Let's talk about why it affects your abundance. Let's talk about how I realized I had so many blocks and how I started sharing on my Instagram stories about this. And it all started with candles. I realized I was saving candles. I realized I didn't want to burn and waste my candles. Air quotes, waste. Air quotes, save. And I was like, what am I saving these for? And how is using something that I bought a waste? So something that really frustrates me is when I save the expensive cheese, the expensive whatever, and then you go to use it and it's moldy. Or you save the expensive face mask, the expensive cream, and then it's expired or dried out. Or you finally burn the candle, but because you've had it for 10 years, all the scent is gone. Yes, all of these things have happened to me. And the real kicker that finally got my brain to shift around my limiting beliefs around using my stuff was a few years ago, as I started to get older, I had to take better, different care of my skin. So I started to get regular facials and I used to have really bad acne. So just wanting to get that under control and actually enjoy my skin for once. I started to get regular facials. And after that, comes the expensive creams and washes and all of that fun stuff. So slowly but surely, I started to buy all of these things one by one. And, the girls knew my skin. We were working on some problems. And I went in one time for a facial and she said to me, Steph, what are you using on your skin? Like, what lotion are you using? And I told her, I'm like, the one you told me to get. I got it last time. And she was like, your skin just shouldn't look like this if you're using that lotion. How often are you using that lotion? And I was like, like maybe once every 3 days or something. Like, I just try to use it sparingly. It's expensive. I'm trying to save it. And she's like, Steph, it won't work if you're only using it once every 3 days. She's like, you have to use it morning and night. And I was like, so now me trying to save this expensive cream is essentially just wasting it because me using it once every 3 days is useless. And the reason why I bought it was to fix my skin, but it won't fix my skin if I'm using it once every 3 days. And I just had this so I'm wasting it. Me trying to save it is now wasting it, which is the perfect example of what I'm trying to talk about today, is that you saving a candle, you're telling yourself you're not abundant. You're telling yourself you can't replace that candle. You're telling yourself you're not good enough to burn that candle. You don't deserve to burn that candle. You're not abundant enough to burn that candle. You using the smallest amount of face cream is telling yourself you don't deserve to use that face cream. What happens? That face cream's so expensive, it's going to run out. If that runs out, you can't afford to get more. And while those things might be true, you maybe are like, I can't afford to get this face cream again. You have to step first when it comes to the universe. You have to use the face cream to show the universe you are abundant. So, to shove this lesson down my throat, I went home and lathered myself in that face cream to be like, I am abundant. I am using this face cream. I bought this expensive face cream to fix my acne, and I'm not going to fix it if I don't use it, so I'm using it. But twice a day, I have to give myself that little pep talk because twice a day, my brain, my limiting belief brain wants to only use half a pump, only the teeniest little amount, only the let me save it for later. Oh my God, don't use too much. And then my abundant brain has to come in and be like, hello, what are we telling ourselves here? If we just use a teeny bit of face cream, what is that saying? And while these things might seem insignificant, you cannot manifest more if you're not burning your candles. You're not manifesting money, you're not having abundance come into your life if you're rationing out your expensive face cream. If you're only having one bite of that expensive cheese. Telling the universe you're abundant is eating all the cheese and knowing that you'll get more. Being abundant is going to the store the next time and seeing your favorite expensive cheese on for half off. That's how the universe works. So the theory behind use your shit is feel abundant. Know that you're worth it. Know that that candle, that face cream, that foot mask, that bath bomb will be replaced. More will come to you because you're abundant. And it's the opposite feelings that we want to get rid of because it's very easy to only want to use half a bath bomb. That's not very abundant. It's very easy to only use one pump of the face cream, one bite of the cheese. So just seeing in your life, where do you save things? Where do you not want to use too much? Where do you not want to waste that? Where do you save for a special occasion? Because the reality is, we could all die tomorrow. And none of that would be used. It would quite literally all be wasted. Stop saving things for a special occasion. It's Wednesday. That's a special occasion. It's your Friday night. That's a special occasion. You deserve to use the full bath bomb. That's the special occasion. And I really encourage you to find expanders for things that you struggle with. So one of my things is candles. One of my other things that I love to save are bath products. So bath salts, bath bombs, bath soaps. bubble bath. I was the type of person where I would use half of a bath bomb. I would cut it in half. And I would only use one thing at a time. If I was having a bath, maybe I'd put a little bit of bath salts, or half of a bath bomb, or a little bit of bubble bath, or whatever else I had for the bath, just one thing. Then I love a medium named Brie. She teaches me so much. But my good friend, a medium named Brie, if you don't follow her on Instagram, please do, because her bath setups are amazing. And she would have 7 candles burning, a cool moon light going. She had bath bombs and bath salts and bath oils and a book and a snack and a wine and candles everywhere. And I was like, huh? People use a bath bomb and bath salts all together? What? People burn 7 candles when they're in the bath, not just one tiny tea light? Oh, you set up a whole vibe for yourself because that's amazing and you deserve it and it's relaxing, and how beautiful, luxurious does that bath look? So then I started to want to up my bath game, and I was like, all right, we're using a full bath bomb, and we're putting bath salts, and we're putting bubble baths, and we're putting bath oils, and I'm lighting the candles, and I'm turning on the light machine, and I'm getting a wine, and I'm getting a snack, and because I'm abundant, and I'm going to use these, and I'm not saving them. But still, what will happen when I go to run my bath? Oh, don't put too much salts. Oh, you don't really need a bath bomb today. And I catch my brain not being very abundant. And I have to, again, train my brain to say, use your shit, Steph. Use the bath bomb and the salts. Pour it in. Use extra. Use 2 bath bombs. How crazy? How crazy is it to be abundant? So I just wanted to come on and talk about this because it plays a big part in calling in abundance, feeling abundant, and again, having your hand open to receive. You can't be squeezing your bath bomb so tight in your hands and your candles and then trying to receive in your life. It's not going to work. You need to be using the bath bombs, lighting the candles. So I encourage you, anything you're saving, anything that's for a special occasion, anything that you don't want to use too much of, anything that you don't want to waste. If you find yourself thinking these thoughts, immediately light the candle, immediately eat the cheese, immediately have a bath, because you have to retrain your brain to not have those thoughts so you can live in abundance and know that more is going to come back to you. So I wanted to talk about that this week because it's so important in abundance, and I know I always need the reminder. I'm sure you needed the reminder. Send this to a friend who maybe needs the reminder. The special occasion is today. The special occasion is being alive. Find a special occasion this week and use whatever you've been saving before it goes bad, before it goes rotten, before it expires, before it's not using it to its fullest potential or for its full use. Use it. We're not meant to save things. That's not an abundant or deserving mindset. So go out, light your candles, use your bath bombs, use your shit. Feel abundant, even when it might be a little bit scary. And just beware of those little thoughts that creep in your mind. So be mindful of where your brain is feeling not so abundant. And these are little things you can do every single day to feel more abundant, be more abundant, call in more abundance into your life. So go forth and use your shit. I'd love to hear about it over on Instagram. Tell me about what you're using. Tell me about how you're feeling. That's what I have for you this week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. I release new episodes every Wednesday. If you haven't already, I would love and appreciate a rating and a review wherever you are listening. It really helps the podcast grow. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. All the links you need are down below in the show notes. Bye, everybody.